Hello, hello, hello. This is the Angels in Politics broadcast, and of course, I am the White Collar Goon, the artistic and creative manifestation of Angels in Politics. And what is our slogan? Remember, you are the news. Before we get started, have you had your breakfast? Okay, have you had a meal today? Okay. Um, Make sure you eat something throughout the day. I mean, hopefully, it is something that is conducive to your vessel. I wanted to bring a specific topic to you, and we're going to branch off and go different places with it. But I have a word that I have written on my board, and it's this. If you can't see that, the word is value. That word is value. Now, some people may not know what that word truly means, or what is valuable in their life, or what the definition of value is, but uh, let's break that down. Value. One may say, oh, that's like valuable. What is something that's valuable? Somebody say, oh, that's important. It's important if it's valuable. It's like you care about it if it's valuable. If something's of value, then you will want more of it. You will want to keep that for yourself. Or if something's valuable, that can be friendships, that can be relationships, that can be your health is valuable, your wealth is valuable, your spiritual well-being is valuable, your mental health, your mental capacity, your cognitive discipline, cognitive flexibility, your consciousness, your cognitive spectrum, and the expansion of that spectrum is valuable, right? And of course, I use a lot of trigger terms within Angels in Politics, and hopefully you can start to pick up on those terms when I talk about systems in place, systems of synthesis, systems of synchronicity, systems of sequence, all right? Starting off with goals, putting your goals or having your goals explicitly written out or placed somewhere where you can see them and you know what you want and they've been articulated and you know how to achieve them by your machine that is in place. A machine is a person or a group of people placed in a specific design to give you that desired outcome, and your desired outcome is in alignment with your goals, right? So I talk a lot about that, but I'm going to go into value. In order for you to fully contextualize your dreams, in order for you to achieve the unimaginable, the unfathomable, in order for you to achieve what is greater or what is beyond your imagination, what you can even conceptualize, I'm not going to say the first thing. There's a lot of things you need to do first, but one of the initial steps that one must come to terms with or come to grips with is what's important to you. Like truly, what is of value in your life and what isn't. Okay, and I know that's difficult because somebody might say, "Oh, like I'm into so much," or "I don't care about anything." That's like the opposite end of the spectrum. Oh, nothing's valuable, you know. But most people have some things that are valuable in their lives, right? So when you have values, when somebody says, "What are your values?" they're really asking you, "What are your principles? What are your principles? What's important in your life?" And based on what's important in your life, that will dictate, or that is predicated upon your behavior and your actions and the things you do. All of that is based upon your value system. Your value system might as well be the foundation of a house, the foundation of your business, the foundation of your life. All right, your life is based upon your values. So, understanding or ascertaining what is valuable in your life, more so than some conventional, politically correct bullshit ass answer that you might look up, or you look to the left or right, and you want to hear what your next man or your next homegirl says about what's valuable. Like, that's not important. We're talking about you, because these are your dreams, right? This is what's important to your life. All right. We've talked about the pyramid of self-actualization, all right, and the whole process of coming up, right? You're starting on the bottom, and what's important to you in life, and what are your goals in life, what are your dreams in life, and how do you get there, all right? And of course, we're not just saying we have dreams. Like, we're setting up structures. We're structuring our life with our political process, that I call it, with our systems of synthesis, with our systems of synchronicity. I keep drawing triangles because really all of these things that I'm saying, these are just structures in place. That's the machine that's in place. That's the design that's in place. That's the routine that is in place in your life for you to actually achieve and get to the peak, get to the top, get to, oh, as I'm rising, that's the leveling up process. That's the self-enhancement process. That's the self-development process. All right. And we're learning things about us. We're learning about discipline. We're learning about meditation. We're learning about giving thanks in prayer. We're learning about expressing our spiritual gifts. We're learning about figuring out what our spiritual gifts are. We're learning about input and output, constructive information. Are you reading the Meditations of Stoicism by Marcus Aurelius? Are you reading Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman, the Nobel Prize winner for economics? Are you reading Think and Grow Rich? Are you reading The Richest Man in Babylon? Are you reading the Lean Startup? You don't have to read those books by any means. You don't have to read The Thank You Economy by Gary Vee. You don't have to read Life and Work Principles by Ray Dalio. You don't have to do these things, but if you wanted to awaken the giant that was within, if you wanted to awaken that inner spirit, then you might need to look into some things by Anthony Robbins. You might want to look into some of the context or some of the information that Bill Gates has given you, Malcolm Gladwell has given you, something like this, right? So it's about the synthesis, right? Values is like, when you're talking about values, you're saying, this information that I'm looking through on my smartphone, is this valuable to me, right? I'm aware that there's gossip and there's drama and there's Hollywood culture and celebrity culture and world star hip hop and bullshit ass hip hop, and I like hip hop, but like bullshit ass music or bullshit ass, TV shows and movies. There's a lot of things that can take you off of your path because they're not necessarily of value unless you want them to be. All right, unless you want them to be valuable in your life. But when I speak about value, I'm really talking about yourself, because if you value yourself, then you're going to value your time. Okay, let me say that again. If you really value yourself, then you're going to value your time. If you value your time, because time is the greatest commodity of all. It's not gold, it's not silver, it's not water, it's not coffee. I mean, and shout out to those commodities, of course, but like time is the most valuable commodity. Time, your time. Your time. If you value yourself, then you value your time. And if you value your time, then you're not going to be listening to certain things. You're not going to be engaging in conversations with certain people. You may not even be speaking to certain people. Do you hear what I'm saying? If you value yourself, then there's going to be certain friends or certain peers or certain acquaintances that you may not even reach out to anymore. It's like, damn, I knew you were an acquaintance of mine in the past. I don't know why I'm fucking that word up. I knew you were a friend of mine in the past, or an acquaintance of mine in the past, but we're not really that cool right now. Why? Nothing's wrong with you. You're a great person. You're really a nice person. I'm pretty sure you're fine. Like, I know you like spending your days watching the Sports Center and watching the NFL, and I know you really like watching Love and Hip Hop, and I know you really like being on Twitter and Instagram for hours. I know you really like You know what I'm saying? Eating fast food and hanging out and just drinking beer or just talking with your friends. I know you like these things, but since I value myself and since I value my time, my behaviors are going to be different. I'm going to move different. I'm going to think different. Okay? And that's really like the initial shift. I talk a lot about reprogramming and recalibrating your mind and your brain and how you process things and how you move and how you just interface with the world, because remember, you are the news and you are a politician and you are a business, you are an entity. So every time you step out the house, anytime you come in contact with somebody, you're engaged in politics. All right, so your political interactions with people, all of that is predicated upon like your belief system. Are you in alignment with your mind, body, and soul? Right? Are you synthesizing your personality and your passions? Right? So all of these types of things come into your purpose. Your purpose is exhausting your spiritual gifts to the 10th, to the hundredth, to the thousandth degree. Right? So if you have yourself sorted out with your values and you know what's important to you, and you you've made it quite clear as to where you want to go in life, then things are going to change. Things are going to change. Your family's going to start looking at you differently. They're going to start interfacing with you differently. People are going to start. People aren't going to understand it at first, not because they think you're a bad person, but they're going to think like, wow, why is that person moving that way? Why this person's, likes eating at these restaurants. Why do you think you're too good for that? Or this person, doesn't exercise. Why do you think you have to like work out all the time? This person doesn't read books. Why are you reading books? Like, why are you writing all these stories? Why are you like writing poems? Why are you doing these things? Like, for what? They won't get it. They won't get it when you're saying you're starting your company, or you're working for a startup, or you're trying to get involved in the tech scene. They're not going to get it when you're saying, "Hey, I'm a black guy from so and so neighborhood, so and so hood, but I'm interested in meditation, and I'm going to take up a yoga class, and I want to go rock climbing, or I want to go traveling out of the country." They're going to be like, "I don't understand." But they don't understand your value systems because they don't know where you're trying to get to. All right. And that's not a bad thing. That's actually a beautiful thing, is because you are a role model. Of course, you're a business, you're an entity, you're a politician, you're all these things, you're everything. You are the fucking news. All right. You are the news. You don't need to watch CNN. You don't need to watch Fox or ABC to see what's going on. It's you. It's all you. You're valuable. The more you work on yourself, you'll see how that light just spreads throughout the world. God bless.